Members of the Madison School Board still haven't decided whether to take out the police officers from the high schools. That's right, the liaison officers. There's always a concern about the lack of racial equity and results in economic conditions and the number of disciplinary referrals and suspensions based on race. I understand that. Largely white liberals on the school board changed the school discipline policy over the last few years, which tried to limit the number of suspensions, which are disproportionately of students of color. But we saw the fallout. A woman who was about 30 years wrote an op-ed. It was at Jefferson Middle School, said she was getting out. She feared for her life, she said, because of the disruptions in the school. Students throwing trash cans, going in the hallway, verbal confrontations with police, which doesn't serve anybody. There was a fight last fall at East High, which the melee moved out into busy East Washington Avenue. 11 more officers were called. In 2016, 107 arrests in the school district that year. A disproportionate number of those arrested were male and African American. It doesn't serve anyone, students of color or anybody else, to have a learning environment that is disruptive, not conducive to learning. It would be a big mistake to take the police officers out of the school. You look around the board, the people who want more police are usually people who are of color and come from challenged backgrounds. They want the learning environment for their children to be better, not worse. And what we have is this guilt trip exhibited by white progressives who have never lived in an environment where there is that kind of disruption, feeling guilty about the numbers. Well, if you want to close the numbers, you improve the quality of education and the policies toward discipline across the board, so you improve results across the board. There's no easy way to do this. It reminds me of the Dane County policy on the work release program, where you got fined $5 if you didn't go to school or work when you were in the jail system. They ended that because it had a disproportionate impact on inmates of color. Again, a policy ended by white progressives. They're trying to help, but sometimes they make things worse. Guilt of being white is not the driving force for social policy. In this case, it would be a mistake to take the police officers of color, one of whom is a woman, out of the schools. And those are my 2 cents. My 2 minutes are brought to you by Capital Consultants and Edge Construction. Mike Tuig and his staff can read your kitchen, your basement, your bathroom, your staircase. Make your home feel just like home. We can argue about this and more on The Mitch Henck Show on madison.com and Facebook Live.